Let's talk about women. We know that they're barely sentient. They barely think. Now, if I feel, I feel. If everybody feels, if everybody walked through the earth doing things how they feel or always feeling things instead of thinking, the whole world would be fucked. That's why when women get in the frame, they're fucked. That's why everything is fucked when women come around. We could be having an intellectual conversation. As soon as a woman come around, we're fucked. I feel, but I feel, woman, we didn't ask for your opinion. Back in the 1800s, 1900s, all these different days, trust me, I know. Yeah, I've seen how it goes down with the civilized household where the man was in charge. She gets to spout her opinion, they just ignore the fuck out of her. Woman, why are you speaking? Why? They just ignore her. Because like you're talking about how you feel. We're talking about facts. Facts is based in thinking, right? Facts is based in thinking and not in feelings. Feelings and opinions. No, we want to see statistics. We want to see proof. You know, not all the time do we live by 100% proof, like 100% proof believing in God, right? There's no way just to be 100% proof. But I can say that we live off of proof and statistics and results, metrics. They, women, females, live off opinions and feelings. And in fact, I had one bitch sitting right here on my right side, one bitch sitting on my left side. I'm hugging them both. I'm saying, you know what? It's better when both of you bitches shut the fuck up. In fact, the second you open your mouth, you start to turn a little ugly. And they kept their mouth shut because they like to be cute. Women want to look cute in front of their man's eyes. So this brings on me to my point that I wanted to make, my powerful pizzazz point. The point I wanted to make. The point I wanted to make is to say, when it comes to women, it's about status, yes, but not how these dorks and roach ass niggas say. Most of you are roaches. It's about perceived status. You can be the most famous man in the world, like me. Most famous man in the world. Most richest man in the world, me. You can either be that, but you need to understand it really matters how you are perceived in her mind. It depends on how you perceive yourself in her mind. You can be Tom Brady and get divorced. You can be Kanye and get divorced. You can be who else got divorced? Scottie Pippen get divorced. Michael Jordan and get divorced. You can be all these people and get divorced. But the secret is genuinely mental perceived status. If you can't mentally make her perceive you as the highest man on the face of the planet that she gonna get, then you're done for. You're fucked. You're fundamentally fucked. So what's the secret then, Preme? Preme, tell us the secrets. Shut up. I'm about to tell you. You need to mentally stimulate her to a certain degree where she perceives you as a high status individual in her mind. Not because you believe it or not because it's even true in reality. True in reality, you might be 1% of man. How do you think how do you think the bum broke dudes get away with these girls who you chase? How do you think they get away with it? In her mind, they see him as a high status perceived man. They genuinely believe that that's the best that they're going to get. They genuinely believe that because the men frame themselves in a way or they do certain things which is not always seen. For example, they don't text the bitch, they don't call her. I'm not sitting up there talking to the bitch on the phone, going to sleep on the phone and shit like you roach niggas, like you roaches, like you roach dorks. You sitting on the phone talking to her and shit. You talk to her. All women need is a hey. That's all they need is a hey. They still have sex with you. You don't gotta talk to them. You don't gotta do nothing. You don't have to. That's why I say you texting her all day, calling her all day, falling asleep on the phone. What are you doing? What are you even doing? You need to ask yourself: are you even a man at this point? Your purpose is not even first. You're fucked. You need to put God first before that bitch. You need to get on your purpose. What are you doing? See, men who understand God first put their purpose first. God-driven men. Yeah, I got multiple women. That don't mean I'm any less of godly. Fuck out of here. I'm not falling for that bullshit. And any man got something to say, let's check his hard drives. No, he got a bunch of porn on his shit. All these pastors who want to come to me and say, oh, but it's not right. It's not biblical. It's not biblical for you to jack your dick off and watch porn, but you a pastor or you are a deacon, or you go to church, but you jacking your dick off and watching porn, but you talking about me being open about me, which me having multiple women, which the women are absolutely agreeing with it. All of these people are in here sneaking around watching it. I tell my women, I like more than one woman, and they sit around and they're subservient. Women came to me and said, you know what? I love, Preme, the fact that you tell us that you have more than one woman, and we accept it because you told us. All of the other dudes, a lot of the dorks before us, they were too afraid. That's how it works. Do not be afraid. If you do not be afraid to stand on what you stand on as a man. This even goes towards women. Now it takes mind switches to get to this point. I'm not trying to take you down a pathway of hedonism. No, I'm not trying to take you down that path. I'm trying to take you down a pathway of truth. Now, the truth is, it's better to be open about certain things rather than you doing dumb shit behind closed doors. Instead of you watching porn behind closed doors, you need to sit and tell your woman, I like more than one woman. And if she truly loves you, she will stay. But if the more you keep lying to yourself and saying you don't want that, but yet you still watching porn with your woman behind closed doors and she catching you, and it's better to tell her like up front. Of course, after y'all have sex, you can't tell her. You tell some women before they no. But if a woman really love you after y'all have sex and you tell her like I like more than one woman, if she truly love you genuinely, she will stay. That's how it works. So you need to understand that the things I'm telling you, I'm not taking you down a pathway of hedonism. Hedonism is for devils. We don't live a hedonistic lifestyle. We live lifestyle. We live a purpose-driven lifestyle. Just because a man have multiple women doesn't make him evil. So we need to drop this bullshit now. That's all propaganda. That's all propaganda from the bullshit slaves. That's all slave mind. Just because I have multiple women, and they're all agreeable, and they all agree with it, and they willingly want it, but it's evil. How? We're all full adults grown here. I'll tell you what's really equal. I'll tell you what's really evil. You sneaking around watching that pornography and you know you have a woman or you were married to that woman and you sneaking around watching pornography, jacking your dick off, but you want to blame men like me for coming out saying, well, I like multiple women. And I'm sitting right here with a bitch here, sitting right here with a bitch there. I'm sitting with wisdom right here. I'm sitting courage right here. And I'm hugging them both. They both kissing me on the cheek. Wisdom and courage. The fuck? I'm Pete. So don't get mad at me. Most of you, absolutely, and this is most important. You need to understand women's emotions, they're just emotional. So you need to sit and say, you need to genuinely start to think in your mind that this shit is just like a roller coaster. Like sometimes she goes, I hate you. Sometimes I love you. Women that say I hate you and love you in the same day. Stop. That's why I say don't listen to women. That's why I say don't listen to women. Opinion. Because they'll tell you they hate you and love you in the same day. Same day. They say when they get mad, they say shit they don't mean. Well, I refuse to live my life that way. You mean to tell me you sit around and say things you don't mean? Well, then you stand for nothing. So that's why I genuinely believe that women only stand for ideals or systems which strong men purport to them in their life, or they're either cucked by the system, by some weak men. So it's either they're programmed by strong men in their life and who they're listen to, strong men around them, or they're cucked by the system. Now, most of them are slave minded. It's true. They're slave minded. Slave minds are easily emotionally manipulated. If I can emotionally manipulate you and call you a bitch or do this and that, make you mad and get you angry and riled up with words, you're slave mind. If I can come on here and talk about certain things and get these people riled up, you're slave mind. So when they came with these ideas on the news, this goes into my point about women. When they came with these ideas on the news, here's how it went. They'll show kids. out trying to jump the border or something. But the kids and the grandma, the grandma's in a wheelchair and all this bullshit. Just to get the women to subscribe to the proportion of the emotional argument, saying that they should be able to come over here because there's a grandma in a wheelchair and the grandma is sick because the news told them that. So every time I hear a woman, I hear something from somewhere else. It's nothing that they sat and thought out. I was talking to someone, a certain woman, one of the women, she was saying, I just don't feel that way. I don't feel good about myself. I said, who told you that though? They. I said, who is they? They. I'm like, who the fuck is they? So women don't know where they got the information from. I'm sitting up questioning. She's saying they. Who is they? Who gave you this information? They did. Who? Because they, the system. So you need to be very careful about listening to women's opinions. The reason I'm saying this is because they don't think intellectually first. Now, it's different if it's a masculine woman. I can't say this. It's different if it's a masculine woman. Some women are masculine and do think like men. And there are some men who are feminine who think like women. So understand that there is some women out there who's absolutely masculine and think in a masculine way. You can listen to their opinions because they have a masculine mind frame. But what I'm saying is women as an aspect of weak-minded people who are emotionally manipulated, who are easily emotionally manipulated. It can be psyoped into anything. They can be anything can happen, right? So you need to be careful when listening to those type of women. You need to understand that their arguments are emotional. It's going to come from somewhere else. You need to sit and say, where did this shit come from? You didn't think this shit out yourself. No, you did not. No, you did not. I've never, no, you need to sit and genuinely think about this. You did not think this information out. Like, unless she's just an intellectual woman, but if you know that's not an intellectual woman, she didn't sit there and think that out. She got it from some dude. She got it from somewhere, some system, some video. And a lot of women are clueless about as to what a man even like. A woman will come and tell you some bullshit. Oh, I've heard. I've heard that when men come, their asshole do some of this, and I'm just thinking like, what makes you think this makes me like you more? This makes me like you less. Where did you learn this from? Who told you? What man told you this? We know you didn't think up this shit on your own. Somebody told you this. So you need to be very careful listening to women. So when women are trying to tell you to do certain things, you need to be analytical. You need to sit and say, okay, is this the right choice to make as a man? I am a man. I stand on principles, integrity. I have a framework of thinking. I cannot bend my framework towards women. So that's what you need to start to develop to yourself as a man. And once you start to develop that, I absolutely guarantee you that you will achieve that level of mind where you can walk through the earth as a strong man. Strong man is not depending upon some woman to motivate him. A strong man is not doing none of that shit. If anybody have something to say about strong man and me about this, oh, he looks young. I'm 99,000 years old. And if I'm so young and I'm 99,000 years old, you need to question yourself, how do I have more wisdom than you? How do I have more knowledge than you? How am I so capable, more capable than you? How am I faster than you? How am I stronger than you? Therefore, I get information at insane amounts of speed. I get feedback. I get a bunch of wisdom faster than you can ever do. So if anybody talking about, oh, he looks young, I'm 99,000 years old. So you can shut your mouth, actually. So when it comes to women, those are the things you need to understand. Understand this is your duty to lead her and guide her and give her her thoughts and ideals. Every woman is adhering to some type of man, whether that's the system or whether that's her boyfriend or strong man's in her life. So you need to make a choice. Am I going to be the one who helps her think, or am I just going to let the system think for her? Once you let the system think for her, she's no longer yours. She belongs to somebody else. She belongs to the streets. She belongs to the. I mean, I'm hitting my rich laugh. And I got my. Got my gold chains on, and I'm signing out. Pizzazz out, man.